when you wake up, the mist surrounds you as you camp for the night, and it leads you into one direction. You've been, I don't know, have you been in the lands that you've been traveling in, wherever you camp for the night? Have you been in those lands before? Would you know what's down each road?
In, like, Dark Jack?
Yes, just whatever land you're in. It could be a totally made-up land.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, like Space and Forgotten Realms somewhere.
Oh, I get you. I mean, he's from, like, forests, but, like, dark heart of the forest, so I don't know.
Okay. So you've been down up and down this road before. You know that there's a town up this way and there's a town down that way.
Okay.
But when you wake up in the mist, you know that when you travel down the road, you come into a structure that you've never seen before, which is a large statue. Not a statue, I'm sorry, but a large stone wall that has two statues out front. You notice when you wake up, the trees are completely different. They aren't the natural trees that you know should be in the area. When you travel down the road, you find this right here, which you know that shouldn't be on this road. And you pass through the gates. They open for you and close behind you.
Oh, that does make me feel good.
You do an investigation. You notice that it's completely some type of magical, but you can't pick up on that type of magic. It's pretty advanced or ancient. You keep traveling down the road a little bit. It opens up into more of a plain. And in the distance, you could see a village. It's about nighttime when you get there, and we'll pick up to you whenever you're ready with your character.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So are they already inside the town? Is that what's going on?
They are in the tavern currently.
Okay. All right.
And what they did everything that you just did, but they had an adventure in a possessed house, I guess you could say. Met some spirits of dead children, found their bodies, put them to rest, found out what the monster was in the basement, killed it. Or wait, did y'all kill it? I think y'all walked right past it.
We appeased the. We killed Bob on the altar.
Yeah, Bob. What was it? The swarm of
the centipede. Yes.
Centipede swarm. He
Bob must die. Bob sacrificed himself for the greater good. Because he viciously bit me, so I smashed him with my hilt. I still haven't forgiven him for his sacrilege.
So they appeased whatever was possessing this house, and they were let go. And they made their way to the tavern. A couple of them went to the merchant's hall. When you get down the road a little bit, you'll see where you're at. I think that's about all y'all did. Y'all walked into the tavern, sat down, and chatted a little bit. Probably ordered some food and drink. Also, y'all found other things along the way, but y'all can tell him as you meet him. So, let's see. I know Richter is here, and who else is here?
Grymm's here.
Mathis is here.
All right. Bjarn?
Bjorn is
Yeah,
having
I'm here.
microphone issues.
Okay. Alright, so you guys are sitting in the middle of the tavern yard discussing the past adventures, and what do you guys want to do?
Well, if I remember correctly, I believe Richter and Bjorn were arguing over some cloak that we found.
Nope.
Not anymore.
Richter has successfully trumped Bjorn once again. Once again, Richter wins!
Nah.
And he flexes and says, "Take that, puny barbarian!"
Next time, I get you.
And when you guys entered, there was a guy over to your left that looks like this. And he's sitting over in the corner, and he's kind of, you kind of hear him blatantly eavesdropping on you guys and looking at you guys, smiling. He looks very weary, though. He's not very happy, but he does have a smile on you to try to greet you in a friendly manner. To your right, you see three ladies dressed in more or less the female attire here. Completely different from the other Barbarians that you've seen in town. Bjarn, if you want to try after the tavern, yes.
Okay.
What do you guys want to do? The bartender brings over your drinks and lays your food in front of you. He says your rooms will be... Your rooms are ready. Hands you your keys to your... Did you buy individual rooms, or... I think he's got rooms that are a little bit less that fit four. Maybe, somebody could sleep on the floor if you want to stay together. Or you could rep separate rooms. He also has those. I'm going to say... 10
I'm happy to take the
Grymm
bed
doesn't
and
care.
let
He'll
let
sleep
others
common.
sleep on the floor.
Okay. What was that, Grymm?
Grymm doesn't care. He'll sleep in the common if he has to. Or the stable.
Okay. So it's 10 silver for a lavish room, 6 silver for a single person mediocre room, and then 5 silver for four person room.
I'll get my own room.
So each person, yeah.
I'll pay the 6 silver.
Okay. Go ahead and subtract that, and he hands you your key. It says room 15 on it.
Thank you.
So, Grymm, you're going to want to stay in the stables. Were you there with Bjarn when he handed over the horses that you guys had to the stable, the merchant house?
No, I didn't go with him.
But you saw the stables when you passed by. So you want to head over there?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
sure. Got to keep an eye on our stuff.
Before you guys... Well, you're probably not taking off yet. You're probably eating your dinner and whatnot. What else do you guys want to do? Richter, Mathis?
I'll share a room, split it with Mathis, if that's alright with him.
Mathis needs some healing.
Sure, that's fine. Or are these single? They're single rooms? I mean, one bed in the room.
It's
Two
6
beds.
Oh,
silver for a mediocre single person room, and 5 silver each person for a four person room. Unless you sneak in a 5th person, and that's free.
Okay, well then we'll just pay the 5 and have the 4 beds there.
Okay.
And I plop it down, so I got it.
All right. He hands you over your keys.
You said it was 5 silver each, or 5 silver for the room? Is it a room cost or a person cost?
It's a person cost.
Alright, I'll subtract in just a minute. I'll be right back. I'll go talk to the ladies when I come back.
Okay. They're kind of eyeballing you. Another thing I want you guys to do when you get time between next session. Well, I'll say this when Richter gets back. Never mind. All right. So, what do you guys? Anything you guys want to do special?
So yeah, I'll talk to the blonde-haired guy.
You notice that he's looking at you as you look over at him to call at him. He's looking dead at you.
Okay, I'll pick up my drink and kind of walk over that way and say good evening and take a seat.
Before you can even, he sees you grabbing your drink and trying to, ease your way up out of your chair, and he instantly gets up and comes over and starts talking to you. He says, "Hey, how you doing? My name is Ismark."
I say, "Good evening, Ismark. My name is Mathis," and I point at the table and say, "These are my traveling companions."
Hey, how about I pay for your? Go ahead, Grymm. All right, Richter.
Grymm just makes a sound at him.
The blonde-headed guy, Richter, comes over and introduces himself as Ismark. He says, "I'll buy your drinks for the night if you guys can hear my story."
Sure.
He looks like a whiner. I'll go talk to the ladies. I'll wander away.
He's kind of looks depressed, really depressed, but he's got a upbeat spirit with a depression added to it. You know what I mean? He's trying to seem happy, but he just can't be.
Hey, have a seat, please. Tell us your story. We're new to the area. We're trying to figure out what's going on. Things seem pretty weird here in town.
Anybody that's looking towards him, give me a perception roll. All right, Richter, I'll get to you after this, but you don't know none of this. All right, Mathis, you could tell that he's got scars on his hand. He looks like he's been in fights recently.
Okay.
What did you say to him, Mathis? I'm sorry.
I just said, please have a seat, and we'd like to hear your story, and we're new to town, and things seem a little bit off here in town. We've already had some interesting encounters.
He holds his hand up and motions to the bartender and says, "A round of your finest ale." Or wine, I'm sorry, wine. He says, the bartender says, "Do you want the wizard? The wizard of the vine?" He says, "Yes, bring over your finest." And he brings over, the bartender goes into the back. He says, I am known as Ismark. A lot of people around here call me Ismark the Lesser. I am the Burgomaster's son. The Burgomaster has perished 2 days ago. We were trying to find help to get him to the cemetery and bury him.
I interrupt them and say, the Burgomaster, I believe we have a letter from him, or we found a letter from him.
Oh,
while we were traveling.
Oh, can I see it?
Sure, I'll take it out and pass it to him.
Okay. He looks at it and he's reading it. And he gets down to the bottom and he looks, at the signature that's on there. You guys want me to share that again? Or you good?
Well, let's
good.
share it with those that weren't here.
Let me see if I can find it.
Can we share things? I was able to find it pretty quick. Is there a way we can share it out, or only you can?
What's the name of the file?
Kolyan Indiravich's letter version 2.
There you go. And he looks at the signature at the bottom there, and he says, "This ain't from my father." He throws it on the table. He says, "That's not his signature." And he slams his finger into where his signature is on the paper on the table. All right, Dark Jack. Let me read what you wrote. Okay. Just as he slams his finger onto the table, and refuse that is his father's signature, the tavern door opens and you see this figure standing in the door, and he walks in and closes the door behind him. That would be Dark Jack. So, Dark Jack, go ahead and describe what you look like.
Okay, so Dark Jack, as he kind of begins to walk in, the antlers of his helmet kind of hit the door for a second, and he moves sideways and slips through the door. He's very short, wearing a kind of patchwork cloak, and he has what appears to be some kind of skull that's entirely over his face, over his head, and antlers sticking out. And he's like, "I'm okay." He says, "But drinks all around." And and he opens his pouch. He says, "Make that for the first 4 people." And he comes walking up to the bar and hops up on a stool, orders a drink.
Grymm immediately shoves his mug in the air.
A lot of undeads here.
Ismark looks at you, Mathis, and says, "Is that a friend of yours?"
I said, I don't know him.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was just gonna say to him. So your father is Kolyan Indinovich?
He is. My sister is back there at the Burgomaster's mansion, guarding his body.
And that is what's her name? Sorry, from
my sister Irina.
Arena.
Arena Kolyana.
That's odd that we found this letter, but it doesn't seem it's written by someone else.
But
That he would use your father's hand.
And Dark Jack, you're kind of close, so you can kind of overhear Ismark a little bit. I don't know if you can hear the other players. I'm not sure their tone, but you can kind of hear Ismark say stuff like this when you sat down. He says, have you guys heard of Strahd?
Don't tell his name.
Okay. And Dark Jack's head will just kind of tilt a little bit.
Yeah, he kind of says it real low. Maybe you can't really hear it that much, Dark Jack, unless you want to make a perception roll. Yeah, you heard it. And he says, the Devil Strahd. He seeks Irina. I don't know why, but he has sent his demons to our house every night and attack the house. My father didn't fall to one of those, but he did fall to a heart attack because of those.
But she is still alive.
My father?
No, Irina.
Irina is alive and back at the mansion.
Okay. And she was bitten by a vampire, that's true?
No, I don't know anything about that.
Okay. So maybe we should ask your sister.
The attacks at night have been pretty mild. Me and my sister have been able to hold them off.
So you're hunting vampires, are you? Wee vampires? Big vampires?
Well, as Dark Jack speaks to us, I'll look over and say, we're new here. We're just trying to get our bearings, and we've already ran into some things, and found this letter. We're just, how long have you been here?
Oh, is that right? I must have come right behind you because I didn't hit anything along the way. Well, thank you for that.
Would you care to join us then?
Well, I guess I don't really know where I am, so might as well not know where we are together, right?
and I'll make room for him at the table as well.
I'll join you then. And he'll get up and sit down at the table.
Okay. Now you guys have plenty of
Grymm will
wine
make
filling
room
the
for
table.
anyone buying a mail.
You'll do what now? I'm sorry, Grymm.
Grymm will make room for anyone buying a mail.
Already bought him. I bought him an ale, and apparently no one else spoke up for an ale, so he's got another 3 coming.
Okay. So he
That's
says,
the way I like.
when you say vampires, as Mark says, yes, Strahd is a vampire. He rules the land around here. You guys didn't notice anything when you guys came into town because there's a lot of fog, but he says you could see above the city at night, above the city on the cliff. You could see his castle overlooking the city. Every night he's been attacking the mansion, trying to get at Irina. And by the way, it's about 8 p.m. right now.
Okay. Isn't there any law in town or anybody to help?
When you guys came in, you noticed this place is pretty dumpy. Shotgun houses. Well, not really they were nice, but they're kind of falling apart. A lot of the buildings were abandoned. He does say, no, there is no law in town. We fend for ourselves. But if you can help us get the Burgomaster's body to the graveyard, perhaps in the morning, maybe.
Sure. I'd be willing to help. Any of you other guys? And I look around to the rest of the group.
He says, I know there's going to be another attack on the house tonight. With my father gone, I'm pretty sure he's going to send all his might towards the house tonight.
Oh.
So Jack kind of taps his skull for a second. He's like, I suppose I could. A little extra help wouldn't hurt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we help.
Then, if you guys are headed out of town, I would like it if you could escort me and Irina to Vallaki. We will be safer there. We will be out of the reach of Strahd. We will be behind Vallaki walls. Their walls are tall.
Vallaki? Is that here in the valley as well?
Yes, it's the next town to the north or to the northwest.
And I'm going to pull out the map just to sort of get our bearings here.
Okay.
And what do we do first? Bring the body of the Burgomaster to the graveyard or just rescue them?
He says, however you guys want to do it. If you want to do it tonight, we can. If you want to do it in the morning. I know Irina, she's not going to want to leave her father without burying him first, so we must do that.
Okay, that answers the question.
But I am okay with doing it sooner than later. Vallaki is in the middle by Lake Zarovich. Right
Did we
there.
put him in the ground already?
What's that, Dark Jack?
I say we put him in the ground already. Do it tonight.
Sure. Can we do it tonight?
Better bury the dead than let them walk.
Yeah? You want to start heading that way?
I'll look over to Richter and see what he's up to.
What do you guys look like as in... You're hurting, Mathis.
Oh.
I don't know about you guys' spell slots or whatnot, but it's up to you guys. What do you want to do?
I didn't even realize. Yeah, we were gonna rest. That was the first thing we were gonna do.
Take a short rest.
If you do a short rest out of character, you can use your hit dice. I don't know if you have any left.
I'll say you're sitting here for about an hour, so short rest.
Okay, I'll use my hit dice to.
Okay.
Also, Daemini, if you want to put a check mark in that Book of Lost Spells, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but you can see them when I link them in my character sheet.
Okay.
You can just say yes or no when I put new spells in.
Give me 1 second. I'm trying to look up a map to use if you guys use it. Well, I'll look it up when there. Hang on.
How about the rest of you guys? Are you still injured?
I'm feeling great.
I'm Richter. Nobody can touch me.
Richter, did you find anything out from those women over there?
I have no idea.
As soon as Rick says no one can touch him, Grymm pulls the Hulk Thor punch.
Okay. While that's happening, Richter, you're walking over to the ladies, right?
That's right.
They're kind of giggling and drinking wine and looking at you as you walk up. Okay. You're walking up and...
Good evening, ladies. I can't help but notice that your mood is much in these other dour individuals. May I ask what you're drinking, and can I have some?
She laughs at you, and are you trying to impress them? Give me a
I
charisma
impress
roll.
everybody by my mere presence.
Give me a charisma roll. Or, I guess, performance? She's kind of impressed, but she says, we're drinking a Vastanti wine. And she kind of lifts the bottle and waits for you to produce a cup of sorts.
I'll snap a waitress over and ask for her to bring a wine over and toss a copper onto her tray when she returns.
All right, it's pretty dead. The only person serving the bar is the barkeep, which he washes glasses over and then repeats the process.
No copper for him, and I will take a dirty glass. Semi-dirty.
While
Sit
am I
down,
rolling as you?
join the ladies, and have conversation with them.
Okay. They mention that they are Vastanti. They ask you what you are, and they're kind of... they've never seen a half-elf like you before.
I half-elf? I'm a high-elf. You can tell by the exquisitely detailed ears, and I'll go into the vaunted lineage that I have, and...
She says most elves around here have darker hue skins. Where have you found your appearance before? And you tell her about your half-elf lineage, right?
I'm not half-elf. I'm high-elf.
High elf. I'm sorry.
Yes. I tell her about the high-elf lineage, the land I'm from, and so I guess she'll know that I'm an outsider. Yes.
Okay, so she kind of explains about the Vistani. She kind of explains that they're travelers. They mostly travel in wagons, and they make camps outside of the towns. She says there's a nearby camp, and maybe you should head that way and get your fortune told.
Well, I think that sounds quite interesting. Is it safe? I've heard such rumors about mighty monsters. I worry for your safety, ladies.
Monsters of what degree?
Oh, I've heard all kinds of stories. The undead walking, zombies, and they ramble on about the rumors and the fears and flying things and noises in the night.
Ah, well, they don't bother us, so why do we have to worry? And she starts drinking and laughing again.
Really? They don't bother you? Is there some enchantment, some protection that you have? Is that why you're in such a good mood?
I don't know what you mean. We've just been drinking for the night. And enjoying ourselves, as ladies do on a ladies' night.
Yeah, he's right there.
Anybody, I guess anybody sitting close to where they're at, you can hear them over conversating, maybe a little bit.
Well, if you will just mark on my map, I'll be happy to come join you for the evening,
All
or
right.
to share some repast and
Some bedrolls.
talk some more of my adventures.
She says,
Acquiring some of yours.
She says, head west out of town and follow the road. When it splits into a fork, take the right fork, and you will come to Tessero Pool, and you will see our wagons there. We kind of make permanent camp there, and I'll point it out to you on the map. Tessero Pool.
So where it goes kind of dotted.
Right to the west of village of Barovia.
Okay, so we have to like cross the
If
river.
you wanted so much to travel 15 miles or more in the middle of the night, then go on.
So you guys kind of make it.
We're
and
waiting here.
you can see that it's on the way to Valaki, so no matter where you go, you can get there.
It wouldn't be this. It's the clearing. It's not on the road.
It's right here.
Okay.
Here
Okay.
you see.
Exactly right
Yeah.
there.
Oh, okay. I see the wagons now.
Yep.
Not a problem. All right.
Anything else you want to say to him?
No, I think I've covered most of it.
Not
Alright.
her,
I'll chat,
unfortunately.
chat and flirt and wander on over and let them know about that there's a safe camp for us to visit for the night. My party, and that they are unmolested by the monsters, unlike these villagers who have apparently gotten on the bad side of Strahd somehow. Perhaps they did not offer their maidens or something. Who knows?
His Mark speaks up and he says, he says pretty lowly, but low, loud enough for everybody at the table to hear. He says, "Oh, that's the Vestanti. They don't really contribute to Barovia. They're just here sucking us dry of our wealth."
So they're not welcome here in town?
Well, they're welcome in this town, but I heard that in towns such as Valaki and Kresk, all the way to the west, that kind of rhymes, that they're not allowed within the city limits. As far as these three, they actually own the bar. The tavern that you're in now.
Okay. Well, we'll get Richter up to speed on our conversation with Ismark and our agreement to help bury the Burgomaster and maybe help out tonight with imminent attack.
Oh man, I told you he was a whiner.
So, I guess you guys have a little bit of time. Do y'all want to discuss anything that y'all want to do? Maybe try to bury the body first, or what? What do you guys want to do next?
I think we should
First
go about
to
bury the body.
mansion.
So you know that there's going to be an attack on the mansion tonight.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, it's about 9 o'clock now, 9 p.m.
Yeah, we should probably guard the mansion.
If there's going to be an attack on the mansion, shouldn't we get the girl and the boy and the body out of the mansion and just go do the funeral now?
Good point. If there's no one in the mansion, then why the hell do we care if they attack the mansion?
I mean, it's not like they're going to be living there anymore.
Yeah.
We can always go back and loot it if there's any valuables or something.
Right. Or if they kind of take up residence there, that might be a bit of an issue too.
They're not going to live there. They're moving somewhere else, right? That's what you guys caught me up. They're going to live with somewhere else in another city.
That was the plan. Ismark, where do you live?
I'm at the invaders.
So it's 9 o'clock now. We've got how long until the sun sets or whatever they're going to attack?
Sun's pretty much set now. It's dark.
What time does the attack happen?
He told you. He says he's at the table with you now. He says around midnight.
Oh, good. So we'll go. We'll collect some goods that to pay for his passage. You know, buying a horse and protection and so on and so forth. Loot, in other words. And go ahead and bury the body, and because he's not going to be able to use this stuff anymore, and we'll take care of him and his sister.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I gotta help my kids, and I'll be back in 2 seconds.
All right. Anybody else got a different plan they want to do?
No, I think it's a good idea if we can get you guys out of the house tonight and at least on the way. I'm not sure about the whole looting part of it, but I think we can at least get you guys on the way. And Grymm, unless you have any other ideas, I'd say head to the mansion, pick up the girl and the body, and let them pick up some stuff and get out of here.
Sounds good. Best to bury the body as soon as possible.
Right.
Oh, right. My name is Jack, too.
Right.
Don't think I told you.
Jack, this is Grymm, and I point towards Grymm. You saw Richter. I don't know if we want to take a minute to describe ourselves.
Maybe like a short description, yeah.
You're talking about the fancy girl over there.
That's right. So Mathis is he's half elven. He's a little bit shorter than 6 feet, but he's thin. He travels pretty light, just wearing a leather jerkin, carrying a bow and arrow. And he has like a military air about him. He you could tell that he spent some time in the military.
He's a soldier then.
Yep. And I guess that's about it for now.
Who's Baern? Which one's Baern?
Baern, he's actually, I think he said he'll be back in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
He's a. I'll let him describe, but he's a half-orc barbarian.
Oh, okay. Right.
Anything from you, Grymm? You want to describe yourself?
Grymm is half-orc, obviously. He's actually not that tall for a half-orc. He's only 5'10", but he's wide and has his teeth coming out from the bottom. And just kind of a nice guy. As long as you give him beer.
My feet aren't even touching the floor, so... Dark Jack is just kind of sitting in the chair and his legs are swinging like a little child.
Oh, what's Jack's race?
He's a halfling. He's a halfling druid.
He's got the antlers on his head.
Yep, he's got like a skull that basically covers in his entire head.
Leather skins on him and stuff.
Yep. Kind of patchwork robe.
Cool.
Yeah. And underneath that, he's wearing leather armor, but you can't see that really.
So I see your background. I'm just saying, I see it, and I ain't gonna divulge it unless you want it told. But yeah.
Yeah, that's a little it's
Yep.
a little complicated too. So I can tell you later.
Yeah, what I was gonna have everybody do, but nobody's here yet. Every time I think about saying this, everybody's gone. Okay, so you guys head down that way.
Yeah, we'll follow Ismark whenever he's ready. Is the mansion all the way at the southern end of town?
Yes. It's that large house at the south.
Okay, gotcha.
So you get here, and you can hear moaning floating in the air,
Sounds like someone's having a good time.
coming from there. It sobs. It's crying from a female.
Oh, maybe not so good. Is it inside the house?
Coming from inside the house, yeah.
Hmm. About to break down the door, though.
Bjorn, when you get a chance, go ahead and describe yourself for Dark Jack. Either text or whatever. And Richter, describe yourself too. So I don't know if y'all picked up on it, but
Okay.
Dark Jack is pretty short. He's a halfling.
Okay, I'm very tall. That's the first thing to know about. Yes, he's a half-orc barbarian. That answers a lot of questions, but he's not stupid. After all, he has an intelligence score of 14. And yes, he's relatively reserved and does not speak very often, but after all, he's someone who's reliable in all cases, especially combat. And yes, and did you say something?
Oh, yes, actually.
I can
Richard
teach
pipes
you
up
how
and-
reliable my great axe is.
He's also
and
great.
Okay.
He's also great in feats of strength.
Yeah.
Great
Yes.
feats of strength. Yes.
And
loses to a broom, can't
and
open a
in
door.
gambling, he's also great in gambling. He loses every time.
You and I are gonna be the best of friends.
Yeah, next time we have to pick some magic items and try to share them. You get your chance, boy.
So,
yeah.
go ahead, I'm sorry.
And I'm searching for some crying woman. Let's
Yes.
see.
It's coming from the house where the circle is.
Let's see. Okay, I have to mute it.
Get out of my head.
Are we sure the crying isn't really your inner self?
Could be. I have a lot of emotional issues.
You guys gonna just keep going?
I looked to Ismark and asked him if he knows what that's about.
Oh, that's Mad Mary. She recently had her daughter run away, and she's sobbing her loss.
Well, we'll help her later. We've got a limited time frame here to resolve this.
Yeah.
Let's go loot this house. I mean, help you move your father out to, yes. Loots!
Okay.
Yeah, I say we keep heading towards the mansion.
Okay, that's not crying, that's screaming, but...
Wow. She,
Okay.
Okay. Maybe we should shut her up.
She's very upset.
Yeah, really. But no, she laughed. I don't know why.
All right.
And
Maybe she just needs someone to cuddle her. Go cuddle her.
Ooh. If only she wasn't ugly.
All right, you guys get down the road, and you see a weary-looking mansion squats behind a rusty iron fence. The iron gates are twisted and torn. The right side lies cast aside, and the other one swings lazily in the wind. You notice that all the windows have boards on them. All the glass is completely broken out of these windows, and they're boarded up from the inside. You can see scratch marks on the door of big 3-claw gashes. And you notice on certain parts of the house on the left and I guess I'll say the east and west side corners of where y'all are there. They kind of look like they've been burnt. As you look in the fields around here, you can notice the grass has been pushed down like something has been moving through it. Grymm, you instantly look around on the ground and you can see wolf tracks everywhere. You can also see different size footprints everywhere.
Different size wolf footprints or different kinds?
Different size human footprints. Like you'll see a boot here, a different size boot over here. That's maybe a different make. You also see the same size, wolf tracks.
I knock on the door.
Okay.
There are wolves about.
You knock on the door, and it takes a minute, but you hear a voice coming from behind it saying, it's a female voice saying, "Who's there?"
Friends of your brother.
He speaks up. He says, "Irina, it's me, Ismark. Open the door. I found help."
Look at this, Mark. Why don't you have the key?
He says it's barred from the inside. He said, She says, "Is that really you, Ismark?" He says, "Yes, open the door quickly." She takes a few minutes to unlatch some latches and opens the door, and you see, without her sword drawn, Irina Koliani.
Hold on, Richter.
Oh my, she's quite a handsome lady, isn't she?
Dear Serena, we have agreed to escort you to safety away from this city of a village that has no walls to protect you. Me and my loyal minions, and I graciously wave to the peons behind me, will escort you to safety and beyond.
Okay. She kind of looks at the other guys as they gasp when you say minions.
That's all I do.
No.
Yes!
No, I'm quite alive.
Take that, -1 charisma.
She smiles at you.
Thank you.
She smiles at you and welcomes you in. As you guys file in, it's pretty ratty on the inside. You notice that everything is barring up the windows, pushed to the side, in the way of the window, so nothing can push through.
Seems like home.
In the left, as you enter into the grand living room, you see to the left a box which appears to be made out of scrap boards in the floor. That appears to be a coffin.
The Burgomaster, I assume.
She says yes, and she kind of looks away, not wanting to look over there.
We have heard of your loss, and it's most unfortunate. And our first task is to, of course, escort you to the chapel so that he may be properly buried and end the hunt for his remains.
Ismark says, very well. Irina, they have agreed to take the body to the chapel tonight and bury it so we could be on our way to Valaki. She nods and says, I'm ready. Let me gather a few things. Ismark says the same.
We'll wait here for you. And I look at Richter.
I'm reading what you wrote, Richter. Hang on. Let me see if there's any in there. There is. How do I let you roll on this privately?
You can roll in the tower.
I'll share you the chart, and I'll let you roll off of it in the tower.
Okay.
If you can. Okay. You see this. Okay. After a few minutes, nothing really happens. They're gathering up their backpacks and sacul. I can't even say it. Satchels, and stuffing them with their clothing and things they want to remember their father by. How do you guys want to transport them all the way up there?
I guess maybe we should have brought that cart with us, huh?
We'll just act as pallbearers and escort it down the street. You got my mighty thews.
It's 10.
And that half-orc, I'm sure we'll be able to manage.
It's 10 p.m. right now.
Yeah,
Well, then we'll have torches as well.
The moon is pretty bright. It's one of those bright nights where you can see in the moonlight. But I'd say about 2 of these houses on the whole street going up to the cemetery are lit. Alright, so what do you guys want to do?
Are they back yet? Ismark and Irina?
They're ready to go, yes. Ismark will try to, if you're going to carry it, he'll try to carry some of the weight.
So if that's Ismark, and then 3 of us it'll take to carry? Is that right?
Yeah, I don't think that I can carry it on my shoulders like you can.
Well, Grymm, Baern, and then either Richter or I.
Right.
Do you want to? I can cover you guys with my bow and arrow, and while you guys carry. Jack and I can
Yeah, well,
cover in the street.
I'll cast Produce Flame, so a flame kind of erupts in my hand, and I'll just use that as like a guiding light.
Okay. That'll work.
So if Jack and I walk a couple, 10 feet ahead, and you guys carry, we'll be on the lookout for anything between here and the cemetery. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
All right. I ask Ismark and Irina if they're ready to go.
I noticed a plush werewolf toy, and I'll talk to Arena. I want to talk to Arena about it before we leave.
She says, "Oh, that old thing? That was mine when I was a kid." And quickly grabs it up and puts it in her backpack.
Oh. Sentimental value? Excellent.
Oh, that's so cute.
But thank you for pointing
Glad
it out for
I
me,
could
Richter.
Catch
Well,
one last thing
stranger.
before we left.
Okay. Can you what?
I said I was glad I could catch one more thing before we left.
Okay.
Sentimental value.
So Dark Jack and Mathis is walking ahead?
Yeah, we'll go a little bit ahead just to make sure the street's clear and to cover these guys. I have my bow and arrow out just in case.
Okay. When you guys go by this house again, there's the sobs have died down a little bit, but you can still hear it a little bit. And you continue on down the road without no problems. It's about, I'd say it's about 11 o'clock p.m. right now.
Oh, it was the wrong sound.
I'm so hungry. I can hear my stomach growling.
Oh, you're really hungry. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that wasn't my stomach that time.
So, moment.
Alright, that's not me.
So whoever's not holding
let's
the
say it's raining.
whoever's not holding the buyer needs to knock on the door.
The clouds open up and it starts to rain, giving way to the mist a little bit. And as you guys get to the church that's there, it's pretty run down. The everything's boarded up, all the windows are boarded up. But you look up and you can see the roof, and then above the roof you can see on a very tall mountain, you could see Castle Ravenloft in the distance as the mist breaks and you see this. Maybe not so close up, but
I'm not there.
yeah, I'm sorry.
I think he put someone else there. Roland.
Ooh, pretty.
The raven seems creepy.
Oh, I like them. Wonder if they'll be my friend.
I'm not an ornithologist.
So as we get
Seem
close,
not healthy.
I'll continue on to the door and bang on the door.
Okay. What
See
was
if
it?
opens.
What was that, Bjarn? What did you say? I thought I heard you say something.
I'm not an ornithologist, but they don't see very healthy, these ravens. But I think... Okay.
Well, you're just imagining things. Everything's a little bit creepier at night.
Yeah, you too.
As you get a little bit, you can move your character there, Mathis. As you get closer to the door, you notice that there are huge claw marks on the door, also similar to the ones that were at the Burgomaster's mansion.
Nice. I'll look around, see if I can see anything going on out here.
All right, 1 second. Okay. Do you try to open the door?
Yeah, I'll bang on it and then try and push it open.
Nothing answers your knock, and as you push it open, it creaks, and it's completely pitch black on the inside. But you can hear some kind of mumbling coming from the north, and I'll reveal it here in a second.
Okay, I'll push the door open so that we can bring the coffin in.
The moonlight comes into the windows at the very north, and you could kind of see in there. You can notice that the pews that are in there are completely smashed and battered. As you open the door, you also hear, after the creak, you hear a loud scream saying, "Father, I'm hungry," coming from the east room.
Oh, that can't be good.
And then after that, you can hear some kind of mumbling coming from the north up there.
What kind of scream? What tone?
Sound like a young man with a little bit of monster mixed in.
Okay.
Well, they really
Concerning.
don't take care of these places, do they?
I guess,
Okay.
is there any kind of role that y'all want to distinguish anything with?
I mean, I look at his mark and say, is this where we're supposed to be?
To be honest, the graveyard is in the back. We could wait outside if you want.
Is there a priest here to give rites, or are we just going to bury the body ourselves?
Yes, there is a priest named Priest Zarovich. He hasn't been seen in several weeks.
I see him.
Priest Zarovich, I demand your presence. I request it. I require it. There is a body for rites.
Inside that hallway, the walls are mildewed. There's 4 doors on each side that leads into an adjacent chamber where the pews are there. The chapel is strewn with debris. You can hear a soft voice within reciting a prayer. And then suddenly the inhuman, the prayer is kind of muddled out by an inhuman scream. And that's the scream, "Father, I'm hungry," coming from the east.
You can feed your boy later. Come here, sir. We need to bury this body before, monsters come. This way.
Richter, as you're getting a little bit closer in there, you can see a figure knelt down behind the altar there.
I call it, "Father, is that you?"
Can you guys see that token?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was invisible. Okay. You call out and say what now? What was that, Richter?
I said, Father Zarovich, you can feed your boy later. It sounded like the person screaming out, "Father, I'm hungry," whatever.
You
You
hear
can feed the child later. Come, we must bury this body before monsters come.
he's still reciting prayer. He does not respond to you.
I will come up further and tap him on the head, tap him on the shoulder, and if he still doesn't respond, then I will pick him up by his
Alright.
vestments and stand him on his feet.
Before you did that, Mathis, what did you want to do? I know you wanted to do something.
I was just calling out as well, just to get his attention.
Okay. He doesn't respond to you. Anybody else?
I'll keep following Richter down the hallway, and just sort of to get a better view of the overall room
Okay.
at the corner there.
You guys can see pretty much in there now.
Yeah, Darkjack will kind of look up at the ceilings and look around, I guess, in this hallway.
It's just pretty ratty. The doors barely look like they're hanging on.
The voice, was it coming directly to the right of where I'm standing?
It was coming from this room here.
Does he respond
Oh.
to the hand on his shoulder?
As you walk up, he kind of turns around. You can hear him sobbing and praying, saying, "Morning, Father, please cure my son. I don't know why he was afflicted, but please cure him." Stuff like that.
Get a hold of yourself, man. You have duties to attend to.
He turns around as you kind of jerk him a little bit, Winter, your hand on his shoulder. He says, what can I do for you? I am just sitting here praying.
We'll look around the chapel and say, I see you have let maintenance fall behind. Look at the travesty of this place. You have no place for worshippers to sit, even. How can you even get the God's grace if they cannot even have their little minions to piss on? Yes, you know what I mean. Anyways, we must have final rites for the Burgomaster, so that his grieving son and daughter may continue on, and monsters will not come and ransack the city. You know what I'm talking about. Let's go. Let's go to the graveyard and continue.
He's getting dizzy about the amazing words you're spewing out at him. He says, "Well, I'll answer your first question. The church has gone in disrepair because there are no people coming to the church. There are no donations coming in, and with several attacks, I do not know carpentry. I cannot repair these things. Plus, my son, I'm worried about him and praying for him every day."
If you try to talk, we can't hear you.
Did you hear any of that?
There was a but, like right after I don't know carpentry.
Yeah, basically he says nobody's paying donations, nobody's coming to church, he can't fix his things himself, with several attacks, and with his son in the state that he's in, there's nothing he can do. He's only praying for his son at this point.
Yeah, well, we will discuss your son in a bit, but we're on a little bit of a time constraint here. Not know how long these things take. Burgomeisters demand a certain level of ceremony and midnight time frames. Yes, onward to the. Let's get this rites going.
Very
Peace
well.
of mind for the children,
Very well.
Wait, what exactly is what's wrong with your kid?
It's been weeks. I'm sure. Clearly, he's been missing for a week in this sorry state. One more day won't hurt him.
No, my son is not missing. He's in the basement now. He has been afflicted by the devil Strahd. Recently, a man in a black cloak.
Well, guess we're gonna have to purify him then.
A man in a black cloak led a revolt to Strahd's castle, and most of them perished, but my son came back as he is today, and I lock him in the basement. He craves
What is
human
wrong with
flesh.
Should we release him?
No, please don't. I pray that the Morning Lord will be able to cure his illness.
I look at
As long as
his
he's
mark and
no
arena.
danger for all of us.
I don't know.
Sure.
He's pretty close to town. He might. What if he escapes or something?
He's not escaped yet. We will deal with this after we deal with our current emergency.
Well, elves. They're always looking at the brighter side of things.
Hey, I just wanted to ask the brother and sister if they know anything about this. Are they aware of this?
He says, we know of the priest's son. He used to be a fine man. He worked here in the city. But he did get let off by a revolt towards Strahd, and he did come. We do know he came back like this. We didn't know it was in such dire situation. You got to understand, people in this town, they kind of just survive day to day. It's hard. The town is, basically a slum.
Right.
And with nightly attacks, you know.
Should have built a wall.
Well, can we get out to the graveyard and get this thing moving?
Very well. The graveyard is in the back. Are you guys like actually talking in front of him about killing his son?
Killing his son? We're going to cure his son. Fix him.
Cure.
Release him!
his
That's
soul.
not killing!
Quote, cure.
He says, "I will give prayers at the gravesite if you do not harm my son." Please do not harm him.
Alright,
I believe the
fine.
Morning
We'll
Lord
leave
will
him.
be able to cure him.
we'll leave him here for now.
And it's pretty quiet. You only heard that first scream. So you want to head out to the graveyard that's in the back and bury him.
Wherever he should be buried.
Okay. You guys head around the back, and whoever starts digging starts digging. Who's digging?
leave
Grymm will
that.
dig.
I'll have Mage Hand dig a few handfuls.
Okay.
Okay. I
in
do
bet-
it with my bare hands.
In between breaks, the mage hand goes in there and starts digging out. But as soon as the mage hand first touches the soil for the first time, you see a green aura just spew out from the entire graveyard.
I don't think that's normal.
That's not normal.
Hang on one second.
Creepy sounds.
Sorry, I just spilled a whole bunch of ice. All right. The entire graveyard has a green aura about it, and it's spewing out of every grave. And through the ground, you can see specters of warriors, dwarves, every different race. You see different armors on them. This one has a pole arm. This one has a two-handed axe, and they're raising out of the ground.
And where they're walking to?
They're raising out of the ground right now. Let me bring up that map real quick. Hang on. Resharing it if you don't have it already. And if you look at the very top where the graveyard is, that whole entire area is glowing. I'll say you're going to bury him on this mound right here. All right.
I'm getting some echo. Anyone else?
Yeah,
it's like you're
Yep.
repeating yourself.
I think it's from Bjarn.
Yeah.
But you're going to bury him right here.
Yeah, this was right. Sorry.
It's all good. You're gonna bury him on this mound here, and as the mage hand starts digging in, the whole entire graveyard starts to glow, and you see these adventurers pop out of the ground, different races.
Are these specters coming towards us, or are they like memories, or what are they doing?
They're just raising out of the green right now.
Are they physical, or they're like kind of entities?
They're sort of like a green outline of a person. You can see kind of
hell.
through them.
I say we do nothing until they prove hostile or more than just a memory thing.
What kind of races
you're-
they are?
You're ever optimistic, and I will concentrate on a moonbeam spell. So
Grymm will
that
turn to the priest and say, "What are these?"
if they come within 20 feet, I'll release it and hit one of them.
Okay, you prepare Moonbeam.
Yep.
And Grymm, as you... Right. Grymm, you say to the priest, right?
Yeah. What are these?
He looks at you and says, every night at midnight, on the third Thursday, the spirits of past adventurers, raised from the grave, march down the middle of the city, glowing as they go, a bright green, up to Strahd's castle, and vanishes behind the door.
So they're gonna leave us alone then?
We assume, we don't know for sure, but we assume that they are past adventurers that fought Strahd and were defeated. And they generally just come out of the ground and start walking.
Oh. Alright, then I'll just kind of release the spell and it's like shoo, 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 shoo.
Walking down that side of the street all the way down by the Burgomaster's mansion and out the city. Well, hang on. Actually, down this road.
This Strahd must be a great warrior.
Do they always go to the same place?
Yes, they do.
Brenton, wake up!
We've never heard of them attacking or harming anybody. They mindlessly march.
Fair enough. Well, let us continue the ceremony. What else do you need to do? The hole is dug.
Okay, the hole is dug.
I'd like to get the feck out of here.
Okay, you place the body in there.
Isolde,
Yep.
Her brother. Would you like to care to say words to your father? Pass him on his way.
Who has? Let's see. You got a 16, 12. Okay, so Dark Jack, what did you just say, Richter?
I asked if the brother and sister would like to say any words over their father's grave.
They agree, and when he says that, Richter, Dark Jack, you kind of see with your passive perception, the priest kind of dart his eyes at Ismark when he says, you said, well, wait, what did you say exactly?
Would you care to say any words over your father's grave?
Okay, never mind. You don't see that. They do, they agree, they say their prayers to the Morning Lord, both of them. She lays down. She pulls out her backpack and lays down. Well, before y'all buried him, she laid in a. She did her You did the ceremony before y'all put the dirt back on, and
the exact words were, "Would you care to say any final words to the Burgomaster?" I don't know what I said. Fair enough. So they say words. Good
well,
enough.
You didn't say brother and sister, did you? That's my
no,
keywords.
I did not call them. I said that they were the brother. I was talking to the brother and sister.
She says her prayers. She lays down his sword on top of the casket before y'all lay the soul back on top. After the soul's back on top, the priest says a few words and prays to the Morning Lord. You guys wouldn't know it, but it's the general burial rites. And you're done.
All right, back into the sanctuary. Before monsters, yeah.
While you're walking back to the inside the church, the Burgomaster asks. He's walking with you, Richter, and he asks what you guys will do next. He
will
he
escort
says,
you.
He pulls you off to the side a little bit. Go ahead and say what you were going to say.
He asked what we were going to do next. I said, "Well, we're going to escort you. We're going to go to the the gypsy camp and spend a night there on our way to escort you to safety. You and your sister.
This is the priest of the church.
Oh, the priest.
Yeah. He says, I wish you would get Irina out of here. I think she's the reason of the attacks on the city. It's kind of low where the others can't hear, or specifically Irina and Ismark.
Really? Why do you think that why do you believe Irina is the source? I'll whisper back to him.
Have you been in the village of Barovia long?
Oh, only a day, not even a night.
Have you seen any of the inhabitants?
They are all
civilians.
dour and grim.
And do you notice anything different about Ismark, Irina, and myself?
No.
Well, if you look at the others, if you have seen anybody else in the town, you notice that they appear lifeless. Not everybody in Barovia has souls. And we Barovians believe the souls that are here go into a different body once that body dies. And we think that Irina is the reincarnation of Strahd's first love.
Do you have any evidence of that?
Well, considering Strahd's first love was hundreds of years ago, there are drawn portraits, and they do look similar. Not a lot of
personality traits. Is there any kind of recordings of her?
Not a lot of Barovians are born with red hair.
I see.
You said, are there any recordings?
Like diary entries of like personality traits, like was she outgoing or?
It's not very known within the community, but I do know for a fact Irina was not related to the Burgomaster. She was found on the woods. Let me pull up the map, hang on. She was born on the edge of the woods to the north of the village of Barovia. The Savlich Woods.
She might be a visitor too then. That might be explained why she has a soul unlike the rest of you.
She was brought to town and the Burgomaster adopted her.
How long have these attacks been going on?
Lately, they seem like every day, but they've only been happening for about a year.
Well, we were planning on taking her out of your town anyways. We shall see if the attacks follow her. Perhaps it's just because you don't have a wall. Build a wall! Excuse me. Sorry. I don't know where that came from.
If you want a wall, you can take her to Valaki and have a mighty wall there. And it's not within the shadow of Castle Ravenloft.
Excuse me, but Richter, do you want to travel to a tent town? Is that right?
Yes, we were traveling to a tent town next.
Yeah, they have much more solid walls.
Of course,
So.
I trust the tent town more than this town.
Okay.
But you should
Just
take her.
to disagree, you.
You should take her even further away, perhaps Kresk. That wouldn't be my
We
bet.
shall see where they desire, and if the attacks follow them.
Very well.
But thank you for your advice. Is there anything that we could do for you?
Please don't harm my son. Other than that, no.
Well, it is your son, and it is up to you to do as you wish. At this time, I have no desire to harm your son, and as long as he is not harming others, he may starve to death as you choose.
Yeah, he's right. As long as he's not harming any other.
He's gonna start feeding that thing down there. It's not his son anymore. His son's dead.
Don't take away man's last hope. Do you mind if we stay here? I feel that a holy place might be safer from the horrors of this place. I mean, I saw the big scratches, and I did not see any in the interior. Just kind of rotted wood. It looked like.
He points around at the pews and he says, "Look here, look here. This is not really holy ground anymore. They've attacked here before."
Oh, so it is not safe here. So you're saying we should leave now? Excellent. Okay. Children, let us go to the tent city.
I believe they only attack to destroy our faith and keep us in this dreary state. But
Farewell, Donovich.
as soon as Irina leaves, I think we will be much better off.
Perhaps we should stay and
I
defend.
can only love here.
So what do you guys? You guys want to camp here for the night? Want to camp? The tent city is a few days away.
Is it? I thought it was just next
And
door.
it's not a tent city; it's a caravan city.
Oh, okay. It just looked like a walk away.
Each hex is like a half a day.
Yeah, I'm happy to stay. I mean, we paid for a room at the end, so we'll stay there. We got the 5-bed, so the Irina can stay with us if they want to get their own room. I don't recommend them going into their keep.
He says,
A really gentleman.
Donovich says there's 4 rooms here. You could stay in there if you like, or 3 rooms. I doubt you want to stay in the room with the screams. Ismark suggests going back to the mansion and staying because it's more fortified, because they've fortified themselves. And then you got the option of the tavern.
Tavern sounds better for me.
I just have a bad feeling about the tavern, even though I paid for the tavern. Also, we could be putting other people at risk in the tavern.
But they're alive.
I think
I
Richter
trust
wants
more
them to be
people.
in the risk.
Yeah. More targets.
Yeah, more XP.
No, I think that I don't want to deal with the screaming, so I think that we're better off at the mansion, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think if the mansion's as well defended as you say is marked, then that's probably the best place to hold up.
So
So
you're-
are we not expecting the mansion to be attacked?
We are expecting the mansion to be attacked.
Yeah, but I think we're going to be attacked no matter where we go. At this point, obviously the church hasn't survived much better. So, but if they say that they've fortified the mansion and held them off this long, one more night should probably hold.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
It's
Don't
about
say that word here. It's Barovia.
It's 1 p.m. ish.
I'm okay with either.
So
Yeah. So unless I mean, if you guys got any other ideas, I say we head back to the mansion.
all right, I don't hear anybody opposing.
Well, let's go.
All right, you guys travel back down. It's about 1:30 when you get back. You know that there's going to be an attack